Hello, this is you Swag Duelist. I don't really want to bother to get a hat right now. I'm kind of sick. If you can hear it in my throat, I have a little sore throat. So, the most popular video I have on my channel is Exodia FTK. If you have seen it, that was at least 2 formats ago. Back in March format 2013. I have over 23,000 views on that, and so this variant of Exodia FTK was to discard all the pieces of Exodia into your graveyard, and then pot of avarice. And by the time you already discarded all the pieces of Exodia, you would have like thinned out your deck already. So it wouldn't have been that hard to draw the last 5 pieces, or yeah, the last 5 pieces. So by September format, Pot of Avarice got hit, and that variant deck got hit, and it wasn't like liable anymore. So I was waiting for this format and see what cards would come back, or what cards could actually help this variant of Exodia FTK. There's Exodia Hope for Escape, and then there's Exodia Stall. But I really just like Exodia FTK in general because, first turn win, it really pisses off your opponent. And then there's other people that just don't like this deck at all. They say that it's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not solitary, where you just draw cards all day and you automatically win. So this is a deck that I came up with the cards that are out right now, which are not really like banned. So as always, you always have to have the 5 pieces of Exodia. It's always like in general for Exodia deck. Then 3 Destiny Hero Dreadmaster, 3 Dogma, and then 1 Plasma. And then these monsters are for they could be any Destiny Heroes, just level 8s. The main reason to run Destiny Hero level 8s because you either have 2 options. You have trade-in or Destiny Draw. By discarding 1 and using trade-in or Destiny Draw, you are just drawing 2 cards. So that is really, if you've seen the Dragon Exodia deck, where you trade in a Blue Eyes and then you use the card of Continents on a Blue Eyes Stone, and then you have Blue Eyes, and then you can trade that in. It's a more possibility you can draw dead draws in that deck. So I rather just keep it to 1 archetype monster. So 3 Dreadmaster and 3 Dogma, and then 1 Plasma. Plasma, you're probably saying, why is there 7 Destiny Heroes if there's only 6 targets? That's for Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness, if you don't draw a trade-in or the Destiny draws, you can always just Allure Darkness. This deck could have sometimes dead hands by drawing like 4 or 3 pieces of Exodia, then 2 of these, and like some other trash spell. So you're not always gonna high FTK. This is the only variant I could find of FTK. So this is about like 40, more of like 50% that you're gonna get FTK. Not really. This is not like a deck that you can enter regionals and be like, oh, it's gonna win like every duel. No, it's not. There's only low chance that it could FTK. And then 3 Into the Void. Into the Void, if you have 3 or more cards, just draw an extra card. This is FTK, so you're not really gonna care about the next turn. So if you do Into the Void and you don't successfully FTK, then your whole hand's gonna get discarded. So that's pretty much the scoop phase. 3 Upside Goblin. It's self-explanatory. You just pay 1,000 and you just draw 1 card. 1 day apiece. If you draw like terrible and you draw into 1 day apiece, it's better if you just 1 day apiece and then pass turn and then try out next turn. 3 Tomb Tables of Continents and the Tomb World to thin out your deck. Tomb Tables are just to thin out your deck, and then Tomb World you could use it for something else, as like Dark War Dealings, or for hand destruction to discard it. Then 2 pod duality. You can only use 1 pod duality. This is more for consistency, and I couldn't find any other card to put in here. As you see down below, you could always run the Royal Magical Library engine with the bamboo swords. That was like more to the last format that I had, but it's more likely you could draw into dead hands. If you already seen that variant where it's Royal Magical Library, Citadel, and then you have like bamboo sword and broken bamboo sword, you can draw like a lot of dead draws in that. So pod duality. Then the 1 low darkness, you know, banish of dark monster. They're all dark, so you can get any target except your Exodia pieces, and then just draw 2. Hand destruction is for those cards that get stuck in your hand that you don't want in your hand anymore, that you can't use, like pod duality and the 3rd Destiny Hero if you don't draw into him. Then Dark World Dealings. Dark World Dealings is it's a draw card, but mostly it's a -1 to the hand, and you're just like discarding 1 card that's not useful at the time. Say you have a trade-in and you have a bunch of other spells, and you activate Dark World Dealings, and your only option is going to be to discard like the least card that does the great advantage. And then 3 Cup of Ace. This can go either way. Your opponent can draw 2 cards, or you can draw 2 cards. There was one duel where I drew 3 cards. No, wait. No, my opponent drew like all 3 cards, like all 3 cups of Ace. He drew 6 cards for that. It's terrible. And then because these were like the only draw cards that I could find, or cards to also thin out the deck. So I just threw in this Magical Mallet. If you don't like have a good hand, you know, if you draw Magical Mallet, just Magical Mallet, and then choose the cards that you want to show it back in and draw. Down here, there's other cards that you could also use. Instead of a Cup of Aces or the Magical Mallet, you use more hand destruction. Hand destruction, and then there's also another hand destruction combo with Thunder Dragon. I believe it's Thunder Dragon. No? Oh wait. Yeah, Thunder Dragon. There's this combo where you could discard 1 Thunder Dragon to the grave, and then add 2, and then just hand destruction those. But it's most likely you can get dead hands. I remember I had Thunder Dragons. I gave it to a person at the LA Regionals, the first one I went. I was generous to give them. I paid like $2 for each, and I was like, I don't need them. And then you have Shard of Greed. Shard of Greed, it's not really towards like FTK. Shard of Greed, you have to actually activate it, and then 2 turns later you actually use it. So that's more like into a stall version of Exodia. Final Countdown decks where you use Threatening Roar, Wabuku, and then Sword Drilling Light. That's for like more stall decks. And then you have the other version of Exodia, Hope for Escape, where you like lose life points, use gift card to give your opponent more life points, and then Hope for Escape, pay 1,000, and then draw more. This version is more to like win first turn. I would try to get good gameplays, or great duels and unrated. So if you want to check those out, this is pretty much it. This is the only version of FTK I could come up with. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this deck can get the same amount of views as my previous one.